Hey everybody, welcome to my review for Digimon Survive for the Phantom Visionaries. When I first played Digimon Survive, I knew what I was getting into, but I didn't expect this game to come out as good as it did. I had my doubts seeing the trailer and seeing what it could have been and hearing the complaints that other people have made around in my friend circle and my review circle. Well, regardless, I think the game had some good moments and some bad moments and some pretty ass moments, and it's kind of depressing to say that there are some moments in this game where people are gonna be like, damn, why did I buy this? But regardless, let's get into the review. This game is a visual novel mix with an SRPG. So let's talk about that. A lot of people may be turned off by the visual novel aspect, but this game is honestly pretty beautiful when it comes to that. And I can't even lie to you, man. I've never seen a visual novel pull stuff off like that before. Honestly, if you would have told me that this would have been a little bit of a lazy visual novel, I can tell you that that's just not the case. This game looks a lot better than like Danganronpa. You're gonna love this game in terms of visual novel aspect. But now let's get to the bread and butter of the SRPG. The controls are fine, and I like how they look. The Digimon themselves look amazing. I like how the gameplay operates. I like it. It's a cool battle system because I'm a fan of the SRPG battle system. I do think if you're not, you may not be, but regardless, it looks pretty good. You really can't deny it. It's not the worst thing ever. It really is just pretty good. Though there are issues, and we'll speak about it in the bad section, that people might not like about this SRPG system. So let's get into keep going with the goods. I think the story is pretty well. It's pretty well constructed. It's pretty well done, and it's pretty well set. The characters are well made and well rounded between the story. Though some you might dislike more than others, it happens. It's an RPG. That's how those games go. Especially for a game that has the visual novel aspect, there are choices that you have to make to shape those characters, and you might not like them. I think this game also might bring an aspect, a positive one in my opinion, but this could be a hit or miss for most people. This game has death. This game, people die. Your decisions, you, the player, you, the person, you can make people die in this game. Your decisions can be the reason why the story is shaped into different versions. This isn't a spoiler, by the way. I won't tell you who, I won't tell you what dies. This is all spoiler free. This is your visual novel, and you make the shots. You call them, and you choose who gotta go. In regards to all of this, this is why I think the game is a lot better than most. This visual novel gives you decisions to fix yourself, to become better. You choose moral questions, but you can also be punished for those moral questions. You choose an evil route, and you can become punished for that. Well, hell, I want to be an evil bastard. I'll get punished. Let's do it. Regardless, that happens. These choices will affect your game, and you will have to make sure to suck it up, buttercup, because if you don't like the decision, I don't know what to tell you, man. You made it. You chose it. And with that really pretty much comes in with the visual novel aspect to a T. It's why I think this visual novel is pretty good, and why I think Digimon Survive handles the visual novel aspect really well. I like some of the combat in the SRPG aspect too. I don't think it's bad. I like how it looks, and I like how it flows. Regardless, I think that the game overall has some amazing stellar art. The story is really good, and I like the decision aspects actually having consequences and don't make it feel like I'm playing a baby's game and I'm actually enjoying myself, knowing full well that if I messed up, my character's gonna suffer. My team is gonna suffer. My best friend Jimmy, he's dead. Like I'm telling you, this game has these punishment actions that will show you that this game isn't here to mess around. You are here to be a character. You are the character. Your decisions will affect other characters. Your decisions will affect other Digimon. Your Digimon will evolve. Your Digimon won't. It won't matter, because all of that depends on how you want to play the game, how you want to play with your profile and affinity and all your other friends. Let's talk into the slight horror features that this game has. This game has a lot of them. I can't lie to you. I love it. I love it. These horror features that the game have make this a really fun game. Regardless of the times where we'll get to the bad, by the way, regardless of the issues this horror aspect has, Digimon Survive handles it with an amazing atmosphere building up. Like you can feel afraid for the characters. You will get mad. You'll be like, God damn it, I let that guy die. I didn't mean to, but I let him die. And that will hurt you. This story immediately reminds you of how horrifying this world can be. These are kids, by the way, inexperienced kids going through issues. So when the whole game just reminds you of that, it gripes you. It has mysteries. It has charismatic characters that have a lot of heart within the story. And it's why it makes the story really incredible. I love it. When it comes to Digimon Survive, there are some issues with this game. It's not as perfect as people want to think it is, but it really has shown its bad aspects over time as I made this review. As much as I said in the positive side, how much I'm tolerating it and how much I'm okay with it, I will say this. I think the SRPG drags this game, and I think it hurts this game's pacing. Of course, the story really doesn't, because it's building up the perspective of kids falling into a Digimon horrific world, and making it into a more legitimate feeling of we are in a world we know nothing about, and there are things out there that kill us. But the SRPG drags on this experience to a whole new level. A lot of people seem to even like this, but I don't. I think the SRPG moments can be dragging. I think some of them are some of the battles we have to do are annoying. I think some of the battles feel dragged on. I'm not a big fan of all the battles. The combat system isn't garbage, but there's moments where you might not like it, and it's fine, because I didn't either. It's not a weird thing to say that the SRPG aspect isn't for everybody. Now, as much as I think the plot and story are pretty incredible and pretty good, if you're not into visual novels, yes, the story will drag. The story has a dragging issue for those who are into visual novels, because with visual novels, you want to go back and repeat everything. You want to make sure everything is fine. You want to make sure you're paying attention to the story, and it's fine for them to drag. But for those who are just casual fans of Digimon, this game might be a little bit tough for you. I can't lie to you. Though, this game was advertised as a visual novel. A lot of people wanted to say otherwise, even though, the trailer showed kind of a visual novel experience, Regardless, it's just, there's still issues with all of that. The story can pad out a little bit too much. And for those who aren't used to visual novels, the backgrounds usually are pretty similar. The art is incredible. I like the Digimon art, but I can say this without a shadow of a doubt, they do reuse backgrounds a lot. And I mean a lot. It gets to the point where you don't even know where you are sometimes. But I don't really think that's a criticism to give. It comes with the visual novel aspect in the visual novel genre. So when I hear people kind of just saying, God, this game is awful, or this game's visual novel aspect is garbage, you haven't played a visual novel, or at least if you have, you played one that just likes to use different backgrounds when that's not the case all the time. Danganronpa is a good example of just the game always having a similar background, because it saves time, it saves assets, etc., etc. Like, what can you do about that? That's what it calls to be an RPG visual novel. That's what it means. Overall, I think that Digimon Survive had its issues. It was plagued with COVID, it was plagued with production issues and development issues, but that doesn't make it the worst game in existence. The whole thought of it being not advertised as what, is not being advertised as a visual novel is just balls. If you aren't a fan of it, it's not the game's fault for it not being what you wanted. To say that the game is garbage because it doesn't have a good combat system is also just wrong. This game is one of those games where it might not be for everyone, and that's fine, because it doesn't advertise itself to be the everyone game. It advertises itself as what it shows and what it is. Visual novel with tactical RPG moments and the SRPG moments, and that's what it is. To end off this review, I'm going to give Digimon Survive an 8.5 out of 10. I'm hoping that the next Digimon game can somewhat advance upon this whole visual novel aspect and give it better combat. I think that, combined with a little bit less of the visual novel, will give it something that all fans can love and all fans can appreciate. Overall, I still think Digimon Survive is a really good game. If you disagree, you disagree. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to Fan of Visionaries, and I'll see y'all later.